Scream review! Scream review! Party time! Excellent!
Justin got a ukulele.
I did.
Okay, so I guess I'll start it this time. This is Scream Review. I'm Nick.
I'm Justin.
Wait, is that how we did the intro?
I think so.
Yeah, it has been a long time since we've done a podcast.
About a month, yeah.
Just been really busy, but
we're back now.
Yep, and we recorded some shows, so we're gonna do it. And in the spirit of us being behind, we're going to flip through these reviews pretty fast.
Yep, and we're gonna try and shorten our content altogether.
Yep,
make it more edible.
Yep, and so basically we're gonna also change the structure of the reviews. Usually it's us talking about the plot throughout the episode and following the plot, and then talking about individual things in that. I think we're going to now do a thing where we do a plot summary at the beginning, and then move on to our thoughts.
I think we can just show them how it goes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 6 of season 2 of Scream.
Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers.
Named after yet another horror movie. One of more of my favorite franchises, actually.
Really?
I really enjoyed Jeepers Creepers movies. The second one was very fun to watch, but you really have to get through the first one to be able to watch the second one.
See, I haven't seen any of them. I saw like a little bit of the second one. Is that the one with like the school bus breaking down?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I know Justin Long is in it, so that's really all I know. All right, so this episode isn't quite doesn't have a lot of stuff happening, huge plot points anyway. But I think near the end it really gets going.
Yeah, so
a lot of stuff comes out near the end of this episode.
Without further ado, here's what happens in the...
All right, so Noah now knows that Audrey's the prime suspect after he got her phone.
Yep.
So basically, Emma's now getting calls from the killer.
Yep.
And this kind of creates some tension now with Kieran because he's kind of working with the police. And
as Nick likes to say, he's a snitch.
Yeah, yeah. He's basically getting guilt about how they didn't call the police last time.
Mm-hmm.
There was a killer on the loose, so now he's working with the police, and occasionally now I guess he's working against Emma, which is interesting.
Yeah. However, Emma was obviously mad at him, and she said so to his face at the beginning of the episode, but then Karen was like, they were going to arrest me because I had possession of a gun in school, so what else was I supposed to do? And she was like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, so I feel like there's going to be something down the road where there's going to be more tension with now that he's a snitch. Let's see. Noah shows Emma that Audrey is basically a bad person, however, doesn't show her the gift, so then she doesn't actually believe him. And then she just goes on her business. Anyway, so Brooke suspects Branson. Yep. Then she basically gets information that the psych teacher is dating Branson, and that, and after interrogating Branson, she finds out that he was in league with Jake, and Jake was going to pay him off to leave Lakewood for good. And also in that conversation, she finds out that Jake was in league with the mayor. Yep. Well, speaking of the mayor. The mayor is also under suspicion by the chief of police, or the sheriff, or whatever. And then also the mayor makes some sort of alliance with the deadbeat aunt. Deadbeat aunt, yeah. So that's going to be interesting to look forward to. Noah and Emma, basically, the main plot of the episode is that Noah and Emma are planning to meet up with Eddie Kruger, who is deceased. And they basically find out, Audrey matches his description. So now they're really interested to see who what he tells them about Audrey and Piper's encounters. Mm-hmm. So now Noah goes in alone to the amusement park where they're meeting him. Oh yeah, by the way, they're meeting him in an amusement park that's abandoned and scary. And he is the owner. Well, he was the owner also of a hotel that was scary. Yeah. So Eddie Kruger is a motel worker / amusement park guard. So anyway, let's just get him. I commented that it was like a Scooby-Doo occupation. Old Man Withers or whatever. So Noah and Emma plan to go there. Noah goes there alone. And Emma tries to follow, but her tires are slashed. Yeah, so that slows her down for a little bit.
Meanwhile, Noah is kidnapped by someone who appears to be the killer, and he wakes up, and he and Audrey are trapped in the amusement park.
Tied to a roller coaster.
Yeah, and there are a lot of references to Eli Roth movies and torture porn, which was kind of a nice addition.
Yeah.
It kind of broadened the whole horror references.
So then we cut back to Emma, and who is getting her tire replaced by Kieran. And Kieran's like, Emma, you shouldn't go. And Emma's like, yeah, I won't go. And then Kieran's like, okay. And then he goes into his car, and then he leaves. And Emma's like, I'm going.
Yeah. So Noah wakes up to find he and Audrey are now tied up. And then Noah then basically tells her about his suspicions, about that he knows that she's involved somehow. And he also reveals that he has feelings for her. But soon Audrey reveals, even though she appears quite benevolent, she does say that she suspects that this is a trap set by the killer to lure Emma and Noah there, because she knows that Eddie is dead. So she runs out of there with Noah, revealing that she was never actually kidnapped in the first place. She was the one who had kidnapped Noah. So that was pretty interesting. So now Emma, Noah, Kieran, and Audrey, who are now all at the amusement park, escape the amusement park. Later, Audrey goes back to Noah's, room, apartment thing, and she reveals that she had brought Piper to Lakewood to basically make a Brandon James documentary.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it appears that she was well-intentioned, I think.
She didn't mean for anything to go wrong, because she claimed that once people started dying, she asked Piper about it, and Piper said, nah, it's not me. So
yeah,
she assumed, and that was a mistake. Yeah.
So she asks Noah not to share this with anyone. He complies, but it's revealed that he was recording the conversation the entire time. Also, it's revealed that
at the sheriff's office, an officer tells the sheriff that the emails that Emma's dad had previously received from the deceased Riley, who died last season, came from Emma's email address. They don't know why, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I suspect that this is planting the seeds of the police suspecting Emma, and that it's just her PTSD that's now created like a split personality or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because the killer only shows up really when Emma sees it.
Yeah, true.
So,
true.
So at the end of the episode, Kieran goes to the police to talk about something, perhaps to work against Emma. Finally, in the big moment of the episode, which I actually was quite surprised that they did it. After talking about torture porn scenes and like all this, Eli Roth movies and stuff like that, the Scream series actually went kind of brutal at the end when Branson, who's still tied up, from his encounter with Brooke, is greeted by the killer, who cuts off his hand and cauterizes the wound with an iron.
With a clothes iron.
Yeah,
and
clothes iron.
It's got to be especially brutal to have your hand cut off that way, because it's just a straight knife. It's not serrated in any way. It's not meant to cut through flesh or bone. So,
Yeah, it's definitely it was a brutal scene. So let's talk about just overall the episode. I think the episode was important because it wasn't exactly noteworthy. It didn't have the great tension that the last episode did. It did have this theme of alliances and kind of going behind people's backs.
Yep.
The mayor. It's brought up the mayor had a secret deal with Jake. The mayor is now working with a deadbeat aunt.
And it also brought a couple things into light too, like Audrey's involvement with Piper in the previous season. Yeah, and
especially one that comes into light is Stavo's relationship with Brooke. Now it seems like they're pretty much working together and possibly a romantic thing coming up. Also, I would argue the biggest one is Kieran with the sheriff. It seems like Kieran is now going to be just out of the guilt from his father's death, now going to be working for the police.
Yeah.
And that's also a pretty interesting point that was brought up in the episode about police
work. Yeah. the sheriff told Kieran, maybe if you guys had been a little bit more open with the police, your father, who was the previous sheriff, would still be alive, right. Which is pretty brutal and antagonistic, but if you think about it, it does have some merit.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that, it does kind of go along with the whole theme of these kids kind of making these terrible decisions. Like, there were multiple times through the first season I was just like, tell the police.
Yep.
Tell the police. It's so
also,
easy.
Noah had a really great moment when he was leaving the funhouse.
Oh, yeah.
But just before Audrey kidnapped him, he's going around in this creepy fun house, and Nick and I are just like, wow, this is just basic horror movie stuff. Why does Noah? Why is Noah the smart one doing this? And then suddenly Noah just turns around. He's like, nope, Noah, you are an idiot. Why are you doing this? Go into the fun house alone. What the hell?
Yeah, I thought that was nice that they took these horror elements that I think were kind of used in the first season non-ironically, like going off on your own and, keeping secrets. And then they kind of turn around and say, this is stupid.
Yeah.
However, then the episode contradicts itself where Emma then refuses to tell the police that she's getting actual calls from the killer.
Yep. Emma's just really being dumb.
Yeah. And especially with the call thing, because even if the caller is blocked, even if there's an unknown caller, that can still be traced very easily.
And like, just Kieran, when Kieran told Emma to just not go, and Emma went anyway, and exactly what Kieran was afraid of happened. She saw the killer and almost got hurt. Right. And she's just like, why don't you trust me?
Yeah, I'm really starting to side with Kieran now.
Yeah.
He's becoming more rational. Less of kind of a creepy, weird guy.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, that maybe if there's a next season, Stavo will become a rational character.
Yeah.
If it goes with the sheriff's son being a creepy person. Looking back on last episode, I can kind of see why they kind of brought into light why Kieran would tell the police about stuff, kind of going in on some of his guilt from his father. So, like, I call him a snitch kind of in jest, but, like, in essence, I kind of do now understand why his character is doing these things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, I thought, John Connor as Noah gave probably one of the best performances of the season so far. Yeah. Especially the scene with Audrey where he's confessing everything, and he really does show like the kind of pain of he's caring for his friend, but at the same time,
he's very concerned.
Suspicious. Yeah. So anyway, pretty good episode. I would say like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I agree.
So, guys, if you like the content that you just heard, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. All support is absolutely appreciated. And we'll see all you boys and ghouls in the next episode.